Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we are control brewing again. It's been a little while since I tried to cook up and doctor up some control decks and take them out in the meta. As always, I like to explore the full breadth of different control strategies through several different colors and combinations. And while a lot of the players in those colors and combinations look the same, as we often gravitate towards the best answers and the best cards in the format, it's fun to try to do it with different colors and see how the cards fit together and play together. So today we're doing Jeskai Control, and I've had some decent brewing success with this so far. I had a 7-0 event last night, but I still felt it needed some tweaking, so the deck is still a work in progress. And you go ahead, soak it in before I start talking about the individual cards. One of the great challenges in Jeskai is, of course, getting all the mana right for what you want to do. So an example is that an original version of the deck had Memory Deluge and Unexpected Windfall and Doomskar. All of those require double color on turn 4, which is possible, but is definitely not easy. So a few things that really help with 3-color decks: the Celestus, the technology from the World Championships, that card comes in handy. Treasure tokens come in very handy. So we've got 3 Prismari commands hanging out over here, but also in the enemy colors, I'm actually running 4 copies of Lorehold Campus, which comes up more than I ever thought it would. This could also be the Red-White Snarl, because there's a small chance it will enter the battlefield untapped. I mean, very small, because we've only got A plains and a mountain in the whole deck. So basically it's always going to enter tapped, but I wanted 4 copies of Lorehold Campus because it's actually really important with the deck. If you allow me to get into the weeds of the mana base, it's really important to be able to generate double white on turn 3 and red and blue, or red and blue. And the reason for that is you have 4 copies of a very good card advantage card, Expressive Iteration, and you have 4 copies of the Sweeper that kind of gets you, it's like the best reason to be outside of Izzet is a destroy all everything sweeper, because Izzet only has damage based effects and sweepers, and Doomskar being able to come down on turn 3 can definitely buy time for you to set up for your Epiphany stuff. So I have 4 copies of Doomskar in the deck, and you've got to be able to have double white on turn 3 to cast it when your back is truly to the wall, when Codespell Clerics and Monk of the Open Fists are completely everywhere on the battlefield. And Lorehold Campus helps you do that. You can play this on turn 1. Next turn you can play a Hall of Storm Giants, and you have the option of Expressive Iteration, or you can foretell the Doomskar. And then on turn 3 you can play an untapped white source, one of the pathways, the Deserted Beach, the Plains, and then you can Doomskar, or you can play Expressive Iteration and dig deeper. Having those 2 options is what led me to a mana base that has 17 sources of white, 15 of red, and 15 of blue, and pretty happy with how that turned out, as those numbers should be good. None of that counts the Celestus or Prismari Command. Both of these cards are crucial because we really want to get to 5 on turn 4. When Prismari Command makes a treasure, or Celestus hits the battlefield and then is followed by an untapped land, the next turn you can hard cast a Doomskar you didn't have time to foretell. You can cast one of the 2 Lorehold commands. You can cast Burn Down the House. Sometimes you'll even hard slam Leer just to slow your opponent down a little bit. Let's talk about Lorehold Command. This is a card that you don't usually get to play in your Epiphany decks. It's kind of an alternative win con, because you can pump your birds. You can also make a 3/2 spirit. So it does change the clock on your Epiphany nonsense. The life gain stalls to a longer game, and the sacrifice a permanent to draw 2 cards is actually really handy when you have treasures lying around, when you have a token from Sunset Revelry you can block and then sacrifice it, when you have a spare bird. So it gets you deeper in the deck as well, and it plays very, very well with the 1 copy of Leer. Now, because we do have a good amount of card draw and siphoning, we will hopefully find our 1 copy of Leer more and more often. I'm starting to play more decks with 1 copy because I love it in Best of 1. Obviously, if you have 10 mana, Leer can come down, and Lorehold Command can make Leer indestructible while also doing other things like killing another target and gaining 3 life. A very, very strong play. But Leer also in this deck serves an important role. If your opponent is trying to counter all your Epiphanies or stop your Epiphanies, they're probably going to have to counter Leer, because Leer says that spells can't be countered. If you just wait until you're well into the late game with a ton of lands on the field and you lead with a Leer, it probably draws the first counter spell, and you can choose whether or not to fight fight a Divide by Zero war over it, or then push through the rest of your combo. But Leer is very strong. Also, if they counter or duress your Alrund's Epiphanies, Leer can cast them from the graveyard, whereas normally in a blue-red deck, they'd be gone for good. So Leer does still have some functionality here, even if it isn't the main point of the deck. Burn Down the House is here as an alternate win con of making Devils, but it is also the 5th sweeper. I found 5 sweepers in Best of 1 to be a number that I'm pretty happy with. I run 6 in my blue-white decks because of Devastating Mastery, but we're trying out 5. It's either 5 or 6. I wouldn't leave home with less in most decks that hope to have a Prayer Against Mono White on the draw as part of a strategy. Speaking of having a Prayer Against Mono White, I found the other white card I wanted, besides Lorehold Command and Doomscar, was actually Sunset Revelry. When the opponent goes at you really hard, this card can generate a lot of life and a lot of humans and keep you in the game. If you're up against control, you can usually cycle it to draw a card as they try to get ahead on cards, and you can discard it to the Celestis, Prismari Command, or Divide by Zero if you're in a matchup where it really doesn't matter very much. But Sunset Revelry certainly keeps you alive very effectively as you just wait and try to put together the knockout punch that you all know and love. Alrund's Epiphany, Galvanic Iteration. Yep, it's an almost creatureless control deck that wins basically by taking several turns in a row, making a bunch of 1/1s, making additional creatures, and beating the opponent to death. The biggest missing piece is Memory Deluge. And I am nervous about that, because Memory Deluge, so often you pay that 7 mana during one of your Epiphany turns, and you rebuild the combo, and you take another set of turns after that. And I'm not sure if that's going to work out well without that, but I'm willing to give it a try, because I think the pieces here are still good. Deluge is kind of hard to cast. I'm not sure what I would cut for it, because right now I like the way everything else in the deck goes together. You might ask about the 1 green card in the sideboard. That's because we have the Celestis to make mana of any color, and Treasures to make mana of any color, and Containment Breach is a smooth answer to some of the artifacts that you might see in the format. So, that's the deck. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Let the Jeskai Epiphany nonsense begin. On the play with 2 Doomscars. Let's see if they're relevant. We don't have 2 white yet. Cave. They're probably relevant. Same day, different story. Look at this little baby. Okay, shut up. You chose this life, you frickin' loser. Oh my god, they're gonna emote the hell out of this. Okay, sure. What do we need? We have double white now, and we have the iteration. I mean, this draws us some cards, but we have the Doomscar. We just need to get to enough mana, so let's take the sciences. Stop emoting around and play, you nerd. Frickin' hate mono white players so much. All right, they wanna drop a bunch of emotes. Let's torture them. Let's make them miserable. I wonder what they take here. Doomscar, of course. Mono white, the cowardly color. Actually, Galvanic Iteration in this is pretty nice, but we don't have double red. If they play the Aspirant, they'll put a counter on something and then we'll be behind. So we just need to leave a red open and let's go get the other mountain. I wonder if I'm supposed to hazard something, though. Am I just being greedy? We have Doomscar. Let's see what the opponent does. Yeah, we're just going to Doomscar all this. Actually, they'll probably play out a lot more things if I use a hazard. But then we might not hit all the land drops we need to hit. I don't know, guys. Do we save 4 damage here? Or do we Doomscar and hit lands? I think we Doomscar and hit land. I've decided. Because we have another Doomscar, right? When we get to 7 mana. That's pretty good, too. Don't forget your crying emote. Yeah, that's right. You cry. You cry, Mono White. Disgusting pig of a deck. Good follow-ups. Very good follow-ups. I like mine better. Try that again. Not the cave. Anything but the cave. One more turn. If we draw land. That disgusting pig of a deck, inspired by Office Space. I don't know if everybody gets my references. Some people think I'm very, very serious, and they get like, CGB, I can't believe you said that. I'm always referencing a movie or something with my nonsense. So they know about the epiphany, they know about the iteration. And they're still coming. They're not done yet. Woof. Good as boy. All right, Hall. Should be good. We can copy the copy of the copy. Guess you better block. Cool. Didn't even copy it. Destroyed. Die, Mono White, die. Wherever you are out there, I hope you enjoyed that somehow. All right, hazard. We need double red. Yeah, I guess the hazards are definitely coming in tapped. No 2-drop, but it might just be another hazard. Exciting. Hazard into hazard. Where's my frickin' spike field hazards? I want to hazard that. I have regrets. Actually, do we really care about this? We'll just burn it down eventually, right? Let's just say go. Just say go. Not the end of the world if I get attacked by a 2-mana 2/1. I don't know why I'm being so... I'm like feisty today. I'm just like on edge. I'm like, give me something to kill. Well, that's annoying. You can have one of these. How about that? You like that? Do you think they have a village rights? That'd be a tilt. I'm actually agonizing over this because part of me says just burn down the house. And part of me says I might want to draw cards. And I was thinking about dividing by 0 this, but the village rights, I was like, if they sacrifice it, I don't learn nothing. I need to learn. So we need to target a spell on the stack so we can get Teachings of the Archaics and try to get our card advantage back. We could draw a ton of cards off them. When it dies, return to the battlefield transformed. Attach it to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Ha! Joke's on you. But yeah, we need to just divide this to get the cards. Yay! Another divide. That's why we have 2 teachings in the sideboard, because we don't have Memory Deluge or Unexpected Windfall in the main deck. So we need ways to recoup card advantage. This deck, unlike a lot of control decks, plays from a pretty low base on card advantage. Now again, I don't want to divide this, right? They might sacrifice it to Village Rites or something similar. It's a good draw, I think. 2 blue, 3 red, 2 white. That's all the modes. Yeah! Feel it. So if you copy it with Galvanic Iteration, it won't, like, each iteration will resolve differently, so you don't, like, get one that... I wouldn't basically double that effect. I get one copy that did the thing and the other would do nothing, because we'd be at 5, we'd be at 1-1, we'd be at equal life. So that's not great. So don't Galvanic Iteration your Sunset Revelries unless you're really, really behind. The aggro! Might as well block with both so they have nothing to enchant with the Strangler. Another one? Right now, divide by 0 doesn't get there, does it? Let's just let that resolve. It's fine. They are slow playing the mono black stuff here. What is this deck? Mono black annoy you? The deck. Mono black kid sister. Just poke, poke, poke. Hey, hey, what you doing? What you doing over there? Hey, I want attention now. Hey, hey. Thinking about making a ton of devils, but we can wait. We're not under that much pressure. We're still at 20. Like, we might go double iteration, burn down the house, and just devil swarm. Kid sister coming in. Hey. Hey, what you doing? What you doing? Bro, hey. Or sis. I know plenty of, women annoyed with kid sisters. Hall. I'll keep Hall. We'll just take this damage and scry for a while, you know? This is fine. This is fine. I'm having fun. The audience is falling asleep, but I'm having fun. Hopefully I'm keeping them awake. Just talking about little sisters being annoying. I'm sure that's exactly what they come to the channel for. Good lord, the land. What is going on? Alright. Iteration. I don't think I actually want to double iteration. I think I want the divide by 0 open. We can bounce like a sweeper, because they might have one. Zap zap. Yeah, we're gonna race. The devil made me do it. So if they sweep the board and then they take another 6, we can almost attack for lethal. I probably should have just double iterated, right? Because then if they kill them all, I just swing with the Hall. That's game. Why do I feel like nothing happened in that game? Why did their number show up and not mine? It said I was a 16-something. They're a 17-something. I can see their number. I'm a 99%er. This is a double standard, and I won't stand for double standards. This is a great combo hand with no interaction whatsoever. Let's try it. Don't mono-white me, though. It looks like they might be mono-whiting me. And I don't have untapped red to kill Luminarch Aspirate. Okay, it's a Clarion Spirit anyway. God. I might need to, like, copy this with Iteration. But I feel like if I don't play it here, it's a really bad... Yeah, I don't want to play it here, so we'll just do this and this. Ramp into it, baby. Would love to have Prismari Command, though. Let's see if they take the Celestis or the Epiphany. I don't think I'd take either iteration if I were them, but who knows? People, like, mages who play mono white, they freak out when they see cards, you know, other cards. They're like, I don't know what these do. Never read them. Trying to decide if I'm going to divide here. No. How fun. How fun! Well, how are we going to sweep this? How are we going to clean this up? I don't know if we can. Okay, they go Galvanic. They don't have another double spell, so they don't have any 1-drops in this hand. I need to hit land. No, I don't. I can play this. So if we pass the turn... Alright, so we play this. We pass the turn, we divide. If I divide one of these, they're just going to play it again. That's pretty bad. But I think we have to start doing something to the board. We can't take all this damage forever. This is getting scary. But we're pretty close to an Epiphany, which is good against the Spellbinders. They want to make a Brutal Cathar. So what are we taking here? Too much. We're taking too much. I think I have to Epiphany one of these Spellbinders. I know that this looks really good and that they're going to flip it. But let's see where they put this counter. Okay, on itself. Well, that's not as scary. Let's bounce one of these. We need an untapped land, right? Because we're going to go down to 8, and then they have definitely enough to attack back. So we either need that or a sweeper. So all of these, none of this helps. We've got to... And the sweepers are 5 mana, so the iteration won't help either. So let's get rid of it. It's that or we get rid of the Hall. Hall is kind of a sneaky win con. Alright, Hall. It's the Hall, right? Hazard. That's pretty good. That slows the clock down. That's the untapped land. Can I do this without the iteration? Yeah, the birds can do a lot. The birds can do a lot. Oh, that does a lot too. Here's the problem. The Spellbinder is going to be the follow-up. So one of these things is going to cost extra. We don't want to Doomscar our birds, though. We really don't want to Doomscar our birds. If we foretell both, we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We don't die. But what about Intrepid Adversary? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We still don't die. Greedy? Yes, but we're doing it. This adds another point from the brute, but we gain another life, so it evens. Yay, something to throw in the bin, which we may as well do. We're a Leer deck. So the smart move on their side, don't redeploy this stuff. But got him, so yay. Interesting. They're going all in. Iteration into the bin. Lorehold Command off the top is nice. But this turn is straightforward. Here comes the cave. Anything but the cave. No spells cast. I think the Lorehold Command is better. Do we go for Epiphany here? If they go for Cave again, we can Lorehold Command them. Make a 3/2. And then we have something more for the Epiphany. And they can't kill us, so we may as well. We would love for the Epiphanies to really end the game, so being patient is fine. They're on the night time, so this comes in as a 3/3. And it's gonna flip the Celestus. I got Spirit! Spirit be gone. Sad. I don't think there was something else I'd rather do there, though. Definitely don't want to sacrifice a land. Pretty good. I'm really trying to stall so that my Epiphanies help carry me to victory, or so I have enough mana to copy them, or at least be in the range that if I top deck a land, I do. Thank you, Windows. Shut up. I'm working here. Classic Windows. They're staying so aggressive. So aggro. One more. One more land. And we're at 9? Could just activate this to gain a life and switch this back. But then they get a 1/1. So it's not like we do too much other than gain a life. And then we don't get to scry. Down to 5. My turn. Okay. So we're gonna have to do it this way. We gotta draw the land. But we got him tapped down. We draw Divide by 0. What that gonna do? What is that gonna do? I think we just Epiphany again. All right, last chance. Top deck the land. Whiff. All right, so double divide by 0 doesn't do much here. Don't have a lot of targets. Now some of our flock is going away. No. Thinking about double dividing, like we can discard draw, and we can go get Mascot Exhibition. It must have another spell, right? Okay. Presents lethal. Block like this. Take 2. Wait till end step. Boing boing. Transform here, lose a token, gain 1, draw 1. Hey, untapped land. I was starting to question your existence in my universe. Let's give him a chance to get out of this. Good game. On the play, Doomscar. Let's go. So red, blue, white, white. We don't need red right now unless we draw Expressive Iteration. So maybe I just start on white or blue. It's my only blue. Snow-covered swamp, shambling ghast. And away we go. So now I don't feel like I need to foretell this, but I'm worried about duress. So I'll foretell this instead against black. All right, no deadly dispute. That's good. Blue mana. That could be a challenge. Okay. Discard it is. So now I need Divide by 0 Teachings ASAP. They've got Haven. Gross. Yeah, everything's looking very good for them right now. I think I'm just chilling. If they're doing nothing and I'm doing nothing, is that good for me? Kind of. I mean, I've got time. Like, this is 1 point a turn, and they're not activating Haven, so, like, we're kind of drawing our way back into it and trying to get the right set of cards to do what we need to do. That's rude. How do we get around this? Galvanic Iteration Divide by 0 doesn't really do anything. Prismari Command doesn't really do anything. Galvanic Iteration Divide by 0 gets me 2 cards, of which I just end up discarding them both. No real point. I guess it bounces the Shambling Ghast for free. I guess that's, you know, that's the best thing out of it. Especially if we're going to get Teachings. And Teachings is going to try to get us back in the game. Okay. They could have sacrificed the Shambling Ghast in response to that Divide by 0, but then they can't cast the Go Blank again. So which card is useless? Which card is useless in this matchup? It's definitely not the other Teachings. It's probably not this. This might be really good if they're doing the Test of Talents thing. So I'm choosing the Breach. Because we need something to discard to this Go Blank. And they're looking at it now like, well, I can Go Blank, but then they're just going to Teachings. So they say Go. So they have a Test of Talents. This gives me an opportunity to use the iteration. Like, I can copy the Teachings. And then I draw 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah. Yeah. Sure, but they targeted the wrong one. If you target the copy, I don't get it back. They get their own Teachings. I'm not going to have that many cards, dude. Opponent's being weird. Just weird opponent. Weird opponent alert. It's fine. This is fine. Like, when are you going to Teachings? We'll see. Maybe they'll get there, you know? We'll see. Funky discard the deck. Wonder how many of these type of Mind Rots they actually play. Pretty good draw. They must have another Divide by 0, though. So we can go down to 2 cards, which this would be a draw 3 from Teachings. And if they divide it, we just play it again. Not bad. At all. And you see the power of the Teachings from the sideboard in this game. We were down to, like, potentially 1 card there, right? Okay, no divide this time. Probably Test of Talents. Let's definitely get these foretold, where they are safe and warm. And if we can somehow start a fight on their turn, they're very reluctant to tap out, but if we start a fight on their turn and they do tap out, we can go Lorehold Command, Epiphany, 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 win. So they're in a tap out and die situation. Ghast. Teachings for nothing. Ghast. Their sequencing was chosen poorly. Alright. Let's go. That's not bad. I hope they do. I honestly hope they have Test of Talents in their hand right now. I hope it leaves scars on their soul. Just to say we did this today. We're doing this. Would you like to block? No? Okay. Two more turns to go. Another hand that doesn't do enough early, and it's on the draw again. Just no sweeper or interaction. Last time I kept something like this, it worked out. I should probably take a mulligan here. You take a mulligan out there. I'm way too cocky right now. Oh look, the only deck we ever play against. Amazing. Let's see how quickly they can kill me. My poor expressive iteration is about to get Elite Spellbound, and they have the Faceless Haven so they can attack for the extra 4 the next turn. Oh! No Elite Spellbinder. Just a million damage. Prismari Command. Fail. Too slow. Too slow. We don't even get to play anything here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 4. Not quite dead. Man, we don't even get to play a land here. Sometimes this deck is a real dick. If we had drawn one of those cards in a different order. But yeah, we might be Iteration Sunset Revelry. Something I said never do. Unless you're way behind, we may have found it. We found it. Don't play the planes. Then you can't do the thing. Alright. Red, that's a white, that's a blue. Red. We need... Actually... Okay. We has rebuilt. We still don't have a sweeper, though. We're still on hard mode. On this attack, it'll be about taking damage, so that next turn we can use Lorehold Command to make these all +1/+0 and indestructible. Ugh! Oh man. How much can we take, though? 2, 3. Where are you going to put that counter? Where does that counter go? And will they be a coward? Will they be a wimp about this attack? Will they try to hold back? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. Gotta block something. Alright. This can be 4 blockers, they'll have 5 attackers. Or we can bolt this and give the team a bonus of indestructibility. We will go up to, we're at 13, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 10. Right, to go to 3. We kill this. Then we block 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We take 3. Okay. It'll survive a Haven, too. And then we play Epiphany, and we play Leer, and we ride into the sunset. That's the plan. There's a lot of things that could still go wrong, but that's the plan. They're not powering up the Haven. Okay, that's a good thing, too. Ooh! Needed them to not do that before combat. Doing it now is so much worse, but it basically blanks their attack, so... I could also make the 3/2, right? Yeah, let's just blank their attack. Again, let's look at this. We're pre-combat. If they power up the Haven and we block here, here, and here, we're still taking 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're at 7. So, okay, we can still beat the Haven this way. Yeah, if they power up Haven, block the Haven, block this, block that, go to 4. Play Epiphany, untap with 5 creatures. They have 4. Then we try to get Lear down so we can flash back the Lorehold command. Hopefully we can play Lear the same turn that we would play Revelry. Really? You better attack with everything. I'm going to devour that Haven. Okay. Still awesome blocks for me. Okay. People like marry their ass pirates. Just saying. I'll go to 1. If I have more creatures than them, they won't beat me. Interesting game. Very close. Very close. Are you guys feeling the tension? Back-to-back Celestis draws. Not great. The tapped land is not great. Are we supposed to just play the Lear? Hope it survives? Are we supposed to play the Celestis loot, go up to 2? They have 2 1/1s on the field. Being at 2 could matter. I really want the Lear to come down and recast the Sunset Revelry and not die to Fateful Absence. Because if any of these dies to the Absence, we're still okay. There's the Apparition. Had a feeling. Always have a feeling against white that Celestis is going down to a Skyclave app. Such a coward. You coward! Look at you making your soldiers go first. Absolute coward. Opponent saying, "Why won't you die?" Not the adversary, no. Oh my god. But it's not really good enough, is it? We just do some chump blocking and we're fine. And then they get Lorehold commanded? They get Iteration commanded? Yes, they do get Iteration commanded. Alright, all the basics are out of the deck. If we ever try to do any nonsense with environmental sciences, it's too late. Let's see where they point the +1/+1 counter. Stock mono white, they won't have any good reactions. Where you want that? What you gonna do? All right, 1, 2. Okay, this time I can wait for their attacks, right? If I don't kill this pre-combat, that's a little frustrating. I think what I want to do, though, is 3 points and a 3/2, 3 points and a 3/2, and I just put one of the 3/2s in front of this. The other one can hit here, make a 3/3. Yeah, this is fine. Who wants to rumble? Nobody wants to play with me. Pretty smart. Pretty smart. But I guess if they can't attack, We're doing it anyway. Your go? Shut up. I'm over here thinking about how your death is going to make me feel. I'm just licking my chops. All right, we'll go 3 life and a 3/2. Actually, I don't know why I played the one from hand. You got me there. Land. We just cast one of these for the card, but let's wait. We got 4 of them. We got Leer. We're good. There we go. Knew we'd get there eventually. Opponent might have a Sky Maul. Won't kill me, though. Behold your doom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and an iteration. Yep, you can't stop it. You can't stop it. Would you like to attack? What a coward! What a pathetic creature! What is the point of you? Alright, everything gonna die. So, is there any reason to, like, hang on to this? Nah. Like, we could try to, like, Epiphany and attack them down, but they're gonna gain so much life. Nice. Nice. Well, we don't want Doomscar anymore. We've got our beautiful birds. Birdos. Two turns, huh? Sunset Revelry. Gains life. Does draw a card. Get those beautiful Skylands. Can also do this. All right, will we find another Epiphany here? Pretty good. It may not win the game on the spot, but it wins the game in spirit. 100%. Pew pew. Hit him with those laser beams, and why not? One more for the road. Okay, it does win the game on the spot. I was wrong. Way more than I thought it did. Yeah, that's a little more than Memory Deluge can sometimes do in that spot. We'll take it. Ah, right on the button, top 1200. And we are back for the post-game wrap. The stats, powered by Untapped.gg, are 5-1. The only loss was to missing our third land drop, and I'm bumping right up against that crucial 1 hour time window. So we're gonna try to get this thing done quick. What would I say about the deck? Like many of the Epiphany decks, it is just unfair against mid-range piles. Against aggro, it's a little bit more resilient because of Sunset Revelry and Doomscar against certain aggro openings and strategies. But the mana is also a little bit clunky. So if you really like the colors Jeskai and you want to do something different with the Alrund's Epiphany Galvanic Iteration combo, and you also enjoy things like the Celestis and Lorehold and Prismari Command, this is a really fun deck for you. I also like the 1 copy of Leer, and I wouldn't change it. So I hope that you enjoy this video and that it inspires you to go play some Jeskai out there on the ladder and get the job done. So thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. You're cool.